Taurus, your 6 lucky numbers to hit the jackpot on April 29th, 2025. Have you ever wondered why? Despite working harder than most true abundance, still feels just out of reach. Taurus, it's not because you're doing anything wrong. It's because real prosperity isn't earned by effort alone. It's unlocked by energy alignment. And on April 29th, 2025, the universe is handing you a key. A rare moment when your patience, persistence, and quiet strength can finally blossom into something bigger than you've dared to imagine. The truth is, this isn't about chasing more. It's about moving differently, moving in sync with the deeper current that's been waiting for you all along. In this video, you'll discover 6 sacred numbers designed to unlock not just external wealth, but inner fulfillment, creative purpose, and soul-aligned prosperity. Before we begin, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you won't miss powerful insights like this. And here's a simple but powerful first step. Comment below, "I welcome growth and harmony into my life." Just by doing that, you're already stepping into a higher vibration. Let's begin. Your future self is waiting. Part 1, Opening Gateway, April 29th, 2025. Some dates are just numbers on a calendar, but others, they are portals, rare alignments when the universe holds open a door, inviting you to step into a new chapter of your life. For you, Taurus, April 29th, 2025 is one of those sacred days, not by luck, not by accident, but by the slow, steady weaving of your own karma, the patient threads you've spun through every choice, every hardship, every quiet act of kindness when no one was watching. In Buddhist teachings, there are moments when karma ripens, when the seeds you planted long ago finally break the surface, ready to bloom. This isn't magic, it's cause and effect. It's the silent but certain unfolding of energies you've been building without even realizing it. And April 29th marks such a karmic gateway for Taurus. An energetic opening where the universe whispers, "Everything you've been waiting for is now waiting for you." But here's the truth. Many missed opportunities don't shout. They don't kick down your door. They arrive like whispers, soft, subtle, asking if you are awake enough, aligned enough, ready enough to notice. This gateway isn't just about money, success, or material gain. Although those may come, it's about something far deeper. Your readiness to fully receive the abundance your soul has earned. April 29th is the day the old you, the cautious, overly practical, sometimes overly guarded Taurus, is invited to step aside. And the higher you, the trusting, intuitive, abundant soul, is invited to rise. Taurus, take this as a sign. You are standing at the threshold. The door is open, but only you can choose to walk through it. The rest of this journey, your 6 sacred numbers, your true abundance, begins the moment you say yes to the unseen. And today it all starts. Part 2, the power of number 6, presence and fulfillment. Have you ever had everything in place? The job, the savings, the routine, and yet deep down, felt strangely empty? That's because true fulfillment doesn't come from what you have. It comes from how deeply you live. And that's exactly why the number 6 is appearing for you now. Taurus! In Buddhist teachings, 6 is sacred. It represents the 6 paramitas: generosity, discipline, patience, energy, meditation, wisdom. These are the 6 qualities that lead a soul from confusion to liberation, not by accumulating, but by awakening. In numerology, 6 is the number of unconditional love, balance, and presence. It's the symbol of nurturing energy, of giving and receiving without keeping score. And for Taurus, the sign that often seeks safety through control, the number 6 invites a radical shift. Stop clutching. Start living. Let me tell you about Sarah, a Taurus accountant I once knew. She had everything a successful life needed. A high-paying corporate job, a beautiful house, a growing investment portfolio. From the outside, she was winning, but inside she was quietly losing herself. Each spreadsheet, each late-night email, each promotion felt emptier than the last. One weekend, almost by accident, Sarah attended a silent meditation retreat. No phones, no deadlines, just breath and being. On the third morning, sitting under a tree with the sunrise on her face, Sarah realized something so simple it shook her. I don't want to keep accumulating. I want to feel alive. She didn't quit her job immediately. She didn't abandon her responsibilities. She simply started living differently. She made small, radical choices. Leaving the office at 5 p.m. to watch the sunset, taking pottery classes on weekends, saying yes to dinners without checking her schedule 5 times. 3 months later, Sarah received an unexpected offer to partner in a new holistic wellness center, focusing on healing through creativity and mindfulness. She hadn't chased it. It found her. That is the magic of number 6. When you soften your grip, when you choose presence over performance, the universe steps forward to meet you. So Taurus, ask yourself, if I already had everything I needed, how would I live today? Not when you get the next promotion, not when your bank account hits a certain number, but right now, write this down and put it somewhere you'll see every day. My presence is the key that unlocks my abundance. Because when you return to your natural rhythm, Taurus, not only does wealth start flowing toward you, but something far greater awakens your joy. Tract 3. The power of number 2. Connection and support. If you've always believed you must do everything alone to succeed, you're not wrong. You're just only halfway there. Because true prosperity, Taurus, isn't built on isolation. It's born through connection. And that's why the number 2 is stepping into your life now. In numerology, 2 represents partnership, cooperation, and mutual trust. It's not about losing your strength. It's about multiplying it through the right connections. In Buddhist teachings, number 2 resonates with the principle of dependent origination, that nothing exists independently. Every success, every joy, every breakthrough arises through invisible webs of support. No flower blooms without the rain. No mountain stands without the earth beneath it. And no soul truly thrives without others. But Taurus, your grounded nature often makes you wary. You pride yourself on being self-reliant. You trust your own hands more than anyone else's promises. That resilience is beautiful. But when carried too far, it becomes a prison. Let me tell you about Harry, a Taurus. I once knew Harry loved cooking. He dreamed of creating a vegan cafe where food wasn't just nourishing, but soulful. Determined to do it right, he did everything himself. Wrote the menu, cooked every dish, handled the accounts, managed marketing, even scrubbed the floors. The cafe was good. People liked it, but Harry was exhausted. He believed accepting help meant weakness, that needing others was a flaw. Until one evening, after a particularly brutal double shift, an old customer named Mia, a nutritionist and mindfulness coach, approached him. "I believe in what you're doing," she said, "but imagine what could happen if you didn't do it alone." At first, Harry resisted partnerships, meant risks. What if someone diluted his vision? But something deep inside whispered, trust. Harry finally said yes. Mia invested in the cafe, expanded the vision to include mindful eating workshops, and brought fresh energy into the space. 6 months later, their little vegan corner blossomed into an international success, featured in wellness magazines, retreat catalogs, even travel blogs. Harry hadn't given up control. He had expanded through connection. That is the energy of number 2, Taurus. It's not weakness to open your door, it's wisdom. Sometimes the hands you refuse to take are the very ones that were sent to lift you higher. Ask yourself today, where have I been trying too hard to do it alone? What possibilities might unfold if I let someone in, write this down, and carry it with you? I allow myself to be supported. Because the moment you soften your edges, the universe rushes in, not to replace your strength but to complete it. And together, Taurus, you'll build something far bigger than you ever could alone. Part 4. The power of number 11. Awakening. Higher purpose. Some moments in life don't arrive with explanations. They come as a feeling, a quiet, unstoppable pull towards something higher. And that's why number 11 now enters your path. Taurus in numerology, 11 is known as a master number. It doesn't play by ordinary rules. It represents intuition, inspiration, spiritual awakening, and the birth of higher purpose. In Buddhist philosophy, 11 mirrors the stage where the seeker no longer clings to habitual life, but steps into pure awareness, into living, not by fear or survival, but by truth. Taurus, you are practical. You trust what you can see, measure and control. But number 11 asks you to leap beyond what you can prove and believe in what you can feel. Because your soul wasn't born just to collect possessions or climb ladders. It was born to create meaning. Let me tell you about Sophia, a Taurus woman who once lived this exact turning point. Sophia was the CFO of a major tech company in New York. The dream job, status, stability, comfort. Yet buried deep inside her was a secret longing. I want to open a school in nature where kids learn through silence, soil, and stories. But every time she mentioned it, friends laughed. You're too realistic for that. And for a long time, Sophia laughed with them while silently grieving. Until one summer during a meditation retreat at a Buddhist monastery, Sophia finally heard the voice she had silenced for years. Not from outside, from inside. It whispered just one truth. My purpose doesn't live in the payroll. It lives in healing. Sophia resigned without a 5-year plan. She trusted the unseen. 3 years later, she opened Still Roots Academy, a small, beautiful place where children garden, meditate, and grow, not just smarter but wiser. She didn't lose anything. She found everything. That is the power of number 11, Taurus. If lately you've been feeling a dream, rising one that seems impractical, too late, or too risky, listen, that dream might not be random. It might be your soul, remembering who you truly are. Ask yourself today, if success wasn't about status but about meaning, what would I dare to create? Write this down and keep it close. I allow my true purpose to live. Because when you move in alignment with your soul's highest calling, Taurus, you don't have to chase prosperity, it will chase you. And the world will be better because you had the courage to listen. Heart 5, the power of number 3, expressing the true self. There's a quiet ache that many Taurus souls carry, not from doing too little, but from saying too little. You move through life with strength, with loyalty, with discipline, but so often your deepest dreams, emotions, and ideas stay locked inside. And that's why now, Taurus number 3 is calling you. In numerology, 3 is the number of expression, creativity, and joyful communication. It is the energy of speaking your truth, not for approval, but for liberation. In Buddhism, the number 3 resonates with the 3 jewels, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, the essential supports for any seeker walking the path, guidance, truth, and community. Number 3 reminds you, your voice isn't a luxury. It's a bridge between your heart and the world. And every time you silence yourself, you're cutting off the very magic you were born to bring. Let me tell you about Mark, a Taurus man who lived this lesson. Mark was a mechanical engineer, smart, steady, respected. But secretly he wrote poetry, soft, trembling words. He hid in old notebooks for over 15 years. He never shared them. Who would understand, he thought? Who would even care? Until after attending a silent retreat, something shifted. One evening feeling brave in the most tender way. Mark posted a single short poem on his personal social media. No announcement, no explanation, just one line, one feeling. He expected silence. Instead, people responded with gratitude, with resonance, with their own stories. Week after week, Mark kept posting. Months later, those scattered poems became a small published book, and through that process, Mark even met the woman who would become his life partner, a painter who had quietly followed his posts, feeling a connection through his words before they had ever met. Mark didn't seek fame. He sought truth, and truth led him to everything he was missing. That's the energy of number 3, Taurus. The world doesn't need another version of perfect. It needs you raw, real and radiant. Your voice, your ideas, your creativity, they aren't accidents. They are assignments. Ask yourself today, what truth have I been carrying inside that is ready to be shared? Maybe it's a painting, a conversation, a business idea, a song, a story. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be alive. Write this down and keep it close. I allow my voice to exist, because when you dare to express yourself, Taurus, you not only heal your own spirit, you become the light that awakens healing in others. And that, my dear Taurus, is a far greater wealth than any bank account could ever hold. Part 6, revisiting number 2, trusting connection, deeper. Some lessons don't come all at once. They circle back, deeper, wiser, asking you to look again, to trust again. And for you, Taurus number 2 is returning now. But this time, it's not just about collaborating. It's about trusting with your heart fully open. Because it's one thing to accept a helping hand. It's a much braver thing to lean into connection when every fiber of your independence whispers, stay guarded. In Buddhist philosophy, we are taught that everything arises through mutual support. No tree grows without the soil. No river flows without the rain. Yet as a Taurus, your strength often becomes your shield. You trust yourself, but others. That's harder. Maybe you've been let down before. Maybe you've learned to build walls instead of bridges. But here's the truth. Number 2 brings now. The walls that protect you can also imprison you. Real abundance, the kind that lights up your entire life, doesn't come when you prove you can survive alone. It comes when you let yourself belong. Let me tell you about Ethan, a Taurus architect from Colorado. Ethan was brilliant, steady, talented, determined. But he lived by one motto: if you want it done right, do it yourself. Partnerships, too messy. Collaboration, too risky. Dependence, absolutely not. For years, Ethan designed beautiful buildings. But deep down, he felt hollow, disconnected from something he couldn't name. Then life cracked his armor. His mother fell seriously ill. Projects stalled. Deadlines slipped. For the first time, Ethan couldn't do it all. Swallowing his pride, he picked up the phone and called an old colleague. Just 4 words: I need your help. That call didn't just save his projects. It opened a new path. His friend introduced him to a visionary team working on a project Ethan had secretly dreamed about. For years, designing meditative living spaces that nourish both body and soul. A year later, they co-founded Satori Space, now a recognized name for blending modern architecture with healing energy. Ethan didn't lose his strength. He expanded it through connection. That is the deeper gift of number 2, Taurus, maybe right now. There's an idea you're struggling to birth, a dream you're carrying alone, a burden you won't share. Ask yourself, am I blocking abundance by refusing support? It's not about needing someone to save you. It's about realizing you were never meant to walk this path alone. Write this down and hold it close. I trust that the right connections are a gift, not a weakness. Because every time you open your heart just a little wider, you create space for miracles. The ones too big to manifest by your hands alone. And Taurus, trust me, the universe has been waiting to meet you halfway. Flat. The power of number 7, listening to inner wisdom. Sometimes the answers you're searching for aren't out there. They've been quietly waiting inside you all along like a whisper beneath the noise. And that's why now, Taurus number 7 arrives. In numerology, 7 is the number of spiritual awakening, inner wisdom, and deep listening. It's the seeker's number, not chasing outward success, but journeying inward toward a true understanding. In Buddhist symbolism, 7 carries sacred meaning. It represents the first 7 steps of the Buddha after birth, each step blooming a lotus flower, a sign that even from the beginning, life is meant to unfold in beauty when walked with awareness. But awareness requires stillness. And stillness, Taurus, is not your natural default. Your nature is to build, to move, to act. You trust action more than reflection. You find comfort in what you can do. But number 7 comes not to ask you to do more. It invites you to be more. Let me share a story about Marissa, a Taurus working in finance in Chicago. Marissa had built an impressive life, a career filled with promotions, a polished reputation, a future mapped out down to the decimal. But after losing a loved one, something inside her collapsed. The spreadsheets, the quarterly goals, they all felt meaningless. Desperate for a reset, she booked a spontaneous trip to Bhutan, a country known for valuing gross national happiness over GDP. There on a remote mountaintop, she found herself in an ancient monastery. No Wi-Fi, no agenda, no deadlines. At first, the stillness was unbearable. No distractions to hide behind, just breath, heartbeat, silence. But then something extraordinary happened. One morning, sitting alone, Marissa felt a shift. Not a thought, not a plan, just a knowing. Life isn't something to control. Life is something to experience. She didn't quit her job when she returned. She didn't move to the mountains. Instead, she began practicing 10 minutes of stillness every morning. Just sitting, just breathing, just listening. And over time, everything changed. Her decisions became clearer. Her relationships deepened. Opportunities found her. Not because she chased them harder, but because she aligned with herself. Eventually, she started a small blog called Sitting with the Inner Self, where she shared simple reflections on mindful living. That blog now inspires tens of thousands who are also tired of running and ready to finally listen. That is the silent power of number 7, Taurus. Maybe you've been pushing so hard toward a goal that you've forgotten why you started. Maybe the reason you feel stuck isn't because you're lacking, but because you're not listening. Ask yourself today, when was the last time I sat with myself without fixing, solving, or planning? It doesn't have to be dramatic. 5 minutes, a quiet seat by the window, a walk without your phone, a notebook to capture what rises from the silence. Because inside you, Taurus, there's an ancient wisdom older than fear, older than doubt, a part of you that already knows the way. Write this down and repeat it in your still moments. I trust the wisdom within me to guide my steps. Because when you honor the space inside you, you don't just hear your intuition, you become it. And that's when life begins to flow. Not from force, but from a sacred rhythm that's been calling you home all along. Part 8, Healing Relationship with Money. Love. Letter to money. Money. A simple word, yet for so many of us it carries a storm of emotions. Fear, guilt, longing, anxiety. Taurus, your connection with money runs deep. You seek stability, security, the comfort of knowing you and your loved ones are safe. But here's the hidden truth. If your energy around money is tangled with fear, no amount will ever feel like enough. That's why at this point of your journey, it's time for deep healing. Not by working harder, not by chasing more, but by transforming your relationship with money itself. Because money isn't just currency, it's energy. It reflects the stories you believe about your own worth, abundance, and trust in life. In Buddhist thought, attachment, even to something necessary, creates suffering. Freedom arises when we meet life with gratitude, not grasping. And right now you have a chance to rewrite the silent, often unconscious script you've been carrying. Here's how: write a love letter to money, not from desperation, not from fear, but from openness, forgiveness, and gratitude. Here's a simple guide you can follow. 1. Start with appreciation. Thank money for the ways it has supported you. Food on your table, a roof over your head. Moments of joy you've experienced too. Acknowledge the struggles. Be honest about the fears, resentment, or confusion you felt. Money doesn't need you to pretend, it needs you to be real. Apologize if needed. Maybe you've chased it too hard, or pushed it away, or feared it more than loved it. It's okay. You're learning. 4. State a new intention. Declare the kind of relationship you now choose, one built on trust, respect flow, and generosity. Example opening. Dear money, I realize I've seen you as a source of stress more often than a source of blessings. I thank you for the ways you have shown up for me, even when I wasn't paying attention. I'm sorry for treating you like a burden. From today, I welcome you with open arms, with respect, and with gratitude. Let's grow together with joy, with purpose, with peace. Taurus, healing your relationship with money isn't about wishing harder. It's about shifting your energy from scarcity to sufficiency. Ask yourself today, if I saw money as a trusted friend, not an enemy, how would I treat it differently? This simple act of writing, of speaking from the heart, will begin to clear hidden blocks you didn't even know were holding you back. And when gratitude replaces fear, abundance can finally flow, because you're no longer pushing it away with doubt. Write this affirmation and place it where you'll see it daily. I welcome money into my life with gratitude, trust, and joy. Because Taurus, when your energy softens and opens, money doesn't just come to visit, it stays. Taurus, you didn't come here today by accident. You came because a part of you, the strongest, wisest part, knows it's time. Time to stop surviving and start thriving. Time to stop doubting and start trusting. Time to stop standing at the edge of your potential and finally step through. The 6 sacred numbers you've received aren't just lucky symbols. They are energetic keys forged by your patience, your growth, and your quiet resilience. Each one a reminder of what already lives inside you. Presence, connection, purpose, expression, trust, inner wisdom. April 29th, 2025 is not the end goal. It's just the doorway. And beyond it is the life your soul has been preparing for, a life richer, freer, more radiant than you've dared to imagine. But here's the truth. The universe can open the door. Only you can walk through it. So take the first step. Live the energy of these numbers. Speak your truth. Trust your connections. Follow your inner voice. Celebrate the quiet miracles as they begin to bloom. And before you go, if today's message stirred something inside, you make sure to give this video a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. I'd love for you to also comment below. I am ready to step into my highest abundance. Just typing it sets the energy in motion. The universe is already listening. Now it's your turn to answer. Yes, I'm ready. And your new life, it begins right now.